Are you searching for the best TVs of 2025 without breaking the bank? We've handpicked the top 5 affordable options that deliver exceptional performance, stunning visuals, and incredible features, all on a budget. Stay tuned to discover your perfect entertainment companion. And remember, all product links are in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more amazing recommendations. Starting at number 1. Hisense U6N. Best cheap TV. The Hisense U6N isn't the brightest TV, but its color is fantastic and it offers lots of useful features including Apple AirPlay, Google Cast, and hands-free Google Assistant. It's also frequently available for less than its suggested retail price, which helps solidify it as our top pick for budget-friendly TVs. Housed in matte black plastic, the U6N is sleek for a budget TV. The top and sides are free of bezel and bordered only by a thin black band. The bottom edge has a narrow 0.6-inch bezel with a trapezoidal bump below it holding the infrared sensor, far-field microphone array, and mic mute switch. The TV sits on 2 V-shaped legs that can be mounted 4 or 13 inches from the sides of the screen, depending on how you want to place it. You can also mount it on a wall. At several $100s less than the brighter Hisense U8N or the U7N, the Hisense U6N is appealing if you're on a budget. This TV is also one of the least expensive big screen models we can recommend. The 85-inch variant goes for an incredibly reasonable $1,300. Number 2. Hisense U7N. Brightest picture. While the U7N isn't as cheap as the U6N, it's still well below $1,000 for 65 inches. It's also easily the brightest TV on this list, with excellent color performance and gamer-friendly features like 144Hz VRR with AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. Its only real weakness is that it can make darker elements appear a bit muddy or washed out, but it still offers better shadow detail than many TVs in this price range. The U7N looks very much like the U8N, with a simple screen design featuring a bezel-less top and sides framed by a thin metallic band. A narrow two-tone metal strip runs along the bottom edge as the screen's only bezel, with a flat bump in the center holding the infrared sensor and far-field microphones. The TV sits on 2 oddly shaped metal legs that form a trapezoid below the center of the screen, hidden under a black plastic cover textured to look like brushed metal. The Hisense U7N isn't quite as bright as the stunning U8N, but it costs several $100s less while putting out much more light than the U6N. It's also brighter than any other TV on this list, which makes it a great value. Number 3. Roku Plus Series. Best cheap Roku TV. Roku is one of the most content-focused smart TV platforms, avoiding some of the more complicated bells and whistles while still covering most major streaming services and supporting Apple AirPlay. The Roku Plus series is the company's first-party mid-range TV line, and it's a good performer for the price. It shows wide colors, has low input lag for gamers, and is an all-around good value. The Plus series takes the now almost universal approach to mid-range and budget TV design. It has a nearly bezel-less screen framed by thin bands of dark gray material on the top and side edges, and a half-inch wide brushed metallic strip along the bottom. A silver Roku logo sits centered below the screen with a black, trapezoidal bump that holds an infrared sensor and an LED that lights up whenever you press a button on the remote. A power/input button sits on the bottom surface of the bump. The Roku Plus series is worth considering if you're familiar with the Roku platform or simply don't want a TV with Alexa or Google Assistant. It isn't nearly as bright as the higher-end Roku Pro series, but you can get it for several $100s less. Number 4. Vizio 50-inch M-Series Quantum X TV. Best cheap gaming TV. The Vizio M50QX MK01 is one of the best inexpensive gaming TVs available, offering features that other cheap TVs like the Hisense U6N lack. Specifically, it has a 120Hz panel with both standard variable refresh rate, VRR, and AMD FreeSync Premium, and its input lag is quite low. The TV's colors are incredibly wide, perhaps to a fault. Without tweaks it can occasionally look oversaturated. It uses Vizio's SmartCast platform, too, so it has both Apple AirPlay and Google Cast. Its only major weakness is contrast. This is a relatively dim panel with only modest black levels. This is for budget-minded gamers looking for a very big monitor or a medium-sized TV. 50 inches isn't exactly small, but it's still less screen than the more common 55 and 65-inch TV sizes. The big draw for the M50QX-MK01 is gaming. 120Hz panels are rare on budget TVs, and both VRR and FreeSync Premium are nice bonuses. The wide colors and occasionally washed-out black levels can also provide a bit of an advantage in gaming, making enemies and shadows stand out more than they would with a completely accurate picture with inky blacks. Number 5. Amazon Fire TV 2 Series, 40-inch. Cheapest TV possible. 4K might be the standard TV resolution, but it isn't as vital on smaller screens as it is on bigger ones. The 40-inch Amazon Fire TV 2 Series is a mere 1080p, but it still looks crisp and colorful. More importantly, it's very cheap, costing a fraction of the other models on this list. The trade-off is that it's also the dimmest of the bunch, and it doesn't have hands-free Alexa like the Fire TV Omni QLED does. Even though it's an entry-level budget TV, the 2 Series isn't an ugly, chunky-looking device. It lacks the nearly bezel-free design of most higher-end TVs, but its flat black bezel is narrow enough, 0.3 inches on the top, 0.4 inches on the sides, 0.8 inches on the bottom, to almost disappear around the screen. It sits on 2 short, V-shaped black plastic legs and can be mounted on the wall. If you need a new TV and want to spend as little as possible, this one is worth consideration. We don't recommend it as a main TV for your home, but if you want a really inexpensive screen in your garage or a spare room, it gets the job done. Now that you've seen the top 5 cheap TVs for 2025, which one will you choose to upgrade your entertainment setup? Let us know in the comments below. All the product links are available in the description, so you can grab your favorite today. And before you go, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech recommendations. See you in the next one.